What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a word from the ancestor read for the sign of Gemini. Okay, Gemini, what's good with you guys? You guys are second this week on the zodiac lineup. Hopefully, you're doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. You guys know how this goes. We're going to pull 3 cards from Urban Tarot. One from the top, one from the bottom, and one energetically from the middle. Give me a second, you guys. A little bit mixed energy coming in. Usually whenever it takes me a long time to really pinpoint or focus on a card, it's possibly due to placement watching. Okay, so that means someone else in the collective and one of the other zodiacs possibly has Gemini in their chart. So welcome new energy. Okay, so hopefully Gemini, you're willing to share. Okay, heads up, it could be Taurus. It could be Taurus, or it could be any other sign, okay, possibly. But I know you and Taurus have been kind of running a little bit together, a little bit off and on from the Dreamcatcher read to last night's Heart's Desire, okay? So let's see what's going on with you guys, Gemini. So we have Prince of Swords, the Hacker. The Four of Swords, okay, Truce. And then the Eight of Cups, Indolence, okay? So, that's that mixed energy, okay? Eight of Cups, okay? So, this Prince of Swords with Geminis, it's not really you Geminis, possibly, okay, even though there's sword energy here, which is air energy, which is between you, Libra, and Aquarius, okay? You could have those signs in your chart or maybe dealing with one of those signs. You don't have to be, okay? It's just for information, for your information, okay? So you could have someone who's watching you, okay, Geminis, with this hacker here. This card hasn't came out in a while, okay? So don't think it's anyone like trying to hack your accounts or anything like that. I'm not feeling that type of energy, but it's just a sense of someone watching you, okay? For others of you Gemini, it could be you doing research on some things, okay? Particularly, you could be doing either schoolwork for some of you, or looking into taking some type of skill course, online courses, things of that nature, or just, you know, just skimming the internet for some stuff, okay? Nonetheless, I feel more so like it could be somebody who's just paying attention to you on your social medias, okay? So, Four of Swords, okay? Four of Swords, Truce. Four of Swords is usually talking about kind of reevaluating things, putting things into perspective, things of that nature. As you can see, these 4 swords are pointing towards a bullseye, okay? So it could be someone who wants to make a truce with you, Gemini, in reference to maybe a falling out, things of that nature, okay? This person is possibly the same person who's like checking your social medias, things like that, as far as seeing how you are, you know, because maybe from afar they rather, you know, watch you from afar in a sense than in order to prepare to see you in person, possibly. Who knows, okay? But nonetheless, let's get into this Eight of Cups, okay? Eight of Cups, as you can see here, it's like shot glasses. and you have them like turned down, and then there's one still up and one that's spilled over. Okay, usually Eight of Cups in regular Rider's Waite is talking about someone moving on. Okay, um, sometimes depending on the deck, it has a different meaning. Okay, for this, it's liquor. Okay, so Gemini, you might either, for some of you, you might want to chill on the drinking a little bit. Okay, maybe you're considering, quitting. Okay, or maybe lowering your intake. Time to figure out what your limit is. Okay, for some of you. All right. Um, I know for me, I don't really drink as much as I used to. In my 20s, I used to tear it down like tequila shots all day long with a beer. I hit the rave with the with the Cosmos. I was an explorer when it came to drinking until I found what I actually liked, and then I stuck with it. Um, then I knew what my limits were. Then I went from doing heavy drinking, which I mean, it wasn't heavy like, and I'm not really, I won't even consider myself an alcoholic because I never changed who I was. My personality didn't change. I was just very goofy, giggly, and then sleepy. That was my steez when I would drink. Okay, and it's still kind of like that. Now I'm like more of a wine person. I don't really crave alcohol, like hard alcohol, like tequila, like I used to. Don't mean I can't still do it, but I just don't. I choose not to. Okay. But nonetheless, for some of you, that could be the situation for you, Geminis. It may be time for you to put the liquor down. Okay. This card has came up before. I can't remember which sign it was for. But it has came up before. And so for some of you, that could be an issue. Consider liver damage, things of that nature associated with drinking too much, especially if you're not drinking or hydrating yourself appropriately. If you're drinking, and I'm not encouraging drinking, you drink responsibly as much as you possibly can. To drink responsibly, that means, kind of understand what liquors do to you, what liquors, maybe change your personality, or your mood. Okay, like for me, I don't drink gin. Okay, it is not for me. Okay, it is, I'm not going to say it makes me violent or anything like that, but I do not have a filter on my tongue at all when it comes to gin. Okay, and so your feelings might get hurt. Anything else, I'm fair game. Okay, and I'm fine. I stay away from dark liquors. I usually deal with clear only. That comes just from experience and paying attention to your body and what you drink. Okay, and so knowing your limits, like if I go to happy hour, I may only have 2 drinks and a beer. That's my limit. That's my limits. That's where I know, okay, that's it, especially depending on how strong the drink is made. I don't like to taste the alcohol in my drink, so if I have a margarita, that's what I like. Especially if it's like a peach margarita, those are fire. I've had, like I said, I normally don't do dark liquor, but at home I've done a Hennessy margarita, and it was amazing. Okay, it was absolutely amazing. I was in shock. It was so good. Okay, and it was a shock because I normally don't drink Hennessy, but I had it on my bar for like tea when I would make hot toddies. It works well in that too. But nonetheless, I am rambling on about alcohol. This is obviously for somebody, okay? Again, mixed energy. Sorry, Geminis. But if it doesn't resonate with you, pass it on to the next or take it as a lesson, okay? But anyway, so it's about learning your body and knowing what you can handle when it comes to liquor, okay? So for some of you, that may be what it is for you. This particular card is for you and you alone, okay? For that particular placement, okay? Or like I said, a lesson. So for some of you, that's what it is. Like I said, you have to be careful with liver damage. Are you drinking water after? It's always good to hydrate because liquors have sugar in them. Sugar then makes you dehydrated, okay? So usually, especially if I'm at home, I always try to make sure, like, if you're going to go out and you're going to party and you're going to drink, try and hydrate throughout the day. You should be drinking at least half of your body weight. We'll take half of your body weight, divide that by 2. What you get is the amount of ounces you should be consuming, okay? So I've stated that during ancestor reads before. If you've never heard me say it, here you are, okay? That's how you stay hydrated. Once you do that, hydrate before you go out to drink, and then after you drink, liquor, make sure you're hydrating after to flush those sugars out of your system. It's the same as if you drink a lot of sodas or teas or juice. If you ever notice that you're still thirsty after, it's because your body is soaking, the sugars are literally taking whatever bit of water you have in you. Our bodies are 90% water. So if you're consuming mostly sugar, that sugar is eating away at the water in your body, the little bit of water that you have, okay? And that's why, let's say when you sweat, you feel super thirsty, and then you feel kind of wheezy, or queasy, or whatever the case may be. It's because your body needs to be hydrated. You need to replenish, okay? So just take that into consideration, all right? So I think that's it in reference to that, okay? Let's get into the clarifier. I'm glad that was at the end and not at the beginning. Otherwise, we'd already be in 20 minutes, all right? So that being said, let's get into these clarifiers with the Everyday Tarot. One from the top for the Prince of Swords, one from the bottom for the Four of Swords, and then one energetically from the middle for the Eight of Cups, okay? For some of you, Gemini, it could be this person may be kind of sulking in a bottle, okay, or with a bottle, all right, over you. That could be a possibility. If it's not you, it could be the person, and they might be cross-watching right now, okay? I'm not going to address cross-watchers right now, all right? So let's go ahead and get into your cards one at a time. So we have Prince of Swords being clarified by, wow, the Eight of Cups, okay? Eight of Cups coming out twice in your reading, okay? So Eight of Cups coming out here with the Prince of Swords has, like I said, possibly watching you online after they have possibly, walked away from the situation, okay? There was some type of abrupt separation possibly between you and this person, but they've never been very far away, okay? Not sure whether or not if this was primarily a test to see how you would be, watching you from online, seeing you do what you do, seeing what you post on your social medias, just so they can, keep an eye on you, even though they walked away, okay? There could have been a reason why they did, okay? But the question that will be posed, I guess, once you see them again, okay? If they decide to show back up, all right? Because this Eight of Cups is looking towards this truce, okay? And like I said, this person could be reminiscing, reviewing their life, things that have occurred or transpired, and maybe trying to make their way back to call a truce, okay? Let's see what's in the Four of Swords, okay? Four of Swords is here with the Ten of Wands, okay? Ten of Wands, Four of Swords. It has been quite burdensome, possibly, Gemini. And Gemini, possibly you could be thinking about this person right now, and this is why the reading doesn't feel like it's more so geared towards you, but your person, okay? So this is for possibly another set of Gemini, because we didn't really have relationship come up in your reading this week. It's been more about uplifting you, motivating you, and career, I believe, for some of you, okay? The readings have just been kind of fluctuating. So 10 of Wands being here with this truce, it has not been easy on either one of you, okay? Could been very hard, much more harder on you with a lot of responsibilities on your plate, dealing with work, trying to continue to move on with your life in some shape, form, or fashion with this Eight of Cups being here, okay? Geminis, you may have came to, a certain understanding or a decision of your own to just say, you know what, I can't, keep waiting around. Maybe I'll just, keep moving on myself. Life must go on, okay? And so that's where this situation is, this of Four of Swords. It could be also a situation of talking to one another and finding out that things have not been easy. Maybe something, like I said, very detrimental happened with this person and they were not able to be there with you like they normally are, okay? And so here we are with the Eight of Cups, okay? So Eight of Cups is here being clarified by the King of Pentacles, okay? King of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups. This person may have been trying to get themselves together, okay? Thus the reason why they walked away. Again, something transpired. Whatever this Ten of Wands is, some form of burdens, responsibilities, whatever the case may be, pulled them away from you, okay? And so they chose to walk away. They became maybe a different person after walking away from you, someone that you probably don't recognize, okay? And so they are now trying to get back to them, all right, with this King of Pentacles being here, all right? One thing I'll do for you guys, Gemini, is I'm going to just look at the bottom of the deck, okay? And we have the Magician, all right? The Magician is here, and I feel like it's in reference to this person hoping to create something new with you again, okay? Whatever it is, again, they're working on something, all right, in regards to your connection, all right? Up underneath that is the Chariot. I had to look, okay? I had to look for you guys, all right? And so the Chariot is here, which is Cancer energy, talking about moving forward towards you, okay? And so they're trying to manifest some things. They're trying to, muster up the strength possibly, or the courage to come towards you with this Chariot, okay? Because that's usually talking about forward movement, okay? And so that being said, I'm going to keep this up over here and let's get into your Ancestor Oracle. Because for a minute I was about to, pull some cards, but I was like, no. Let's just see what's going on at the bottom of the deck. So that being said, let's get into your Ancestor Oracle. We're already at 18 minutes into your read. This is going to be your advice from your ancestors, okay? Last shuffle here before we do a three-way cut. Okay, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck for you guys, Gemini. We have honor the deities around you. Okay, honor the deities around you. Okay, prayers, offerings, and help. Okay, prayers, offerings, and help. So take the time to honor those, your ancestors. Okay, Geminis. If you're spiritual, say prayers based off of whatever your religion is. If you're spiritual, you can do something that I've mentioned on my channel before about ancestor money. By all means, you can take the time to look it up to see what that means. Offerings is that of if you have kind of like a shrine of some sort or a altar, if you will. I have like my little miniature bookshelf where I have like my crystals and things like that, my spiritual things. I have a painting that I've done with like a lotus flower on it with all the chakras. It's one of my, you know, little private personal pieces of art that I've done. And it just is, you know, something to give my ancestors as far as, you know, welcoming them into the space that I work in when I do my readings. And so giving them some kind of offering, whether it be water, whether it be fruit, things of that nature, you don't eat it. It is for them, okay? And so there are certain cultures that do that, okay? But take the time to kind of honor those deities around you and ask them for assistance, especially if you're having a hard time being away from this person, or, you know, kind of talking to them in person, okay? Especially if it's been a while, all right? So honor the deities around you. It's page 60. Prayers, offerings, and help. You do have back to basics here, okay? Simplify, reduce, and center, okay? And so it could be you guys starting over, okay, as far as with dealing with this particular person, okay, or people, okay, in general. So the ancestor speaks, it is okay to ask for help from the spiritual world. This card has appeared for you because an angel, guide, or other spirit helper is assisting you with a question or problem. Ground physically, protect, and shield your energy. Then meditate, listen, look, feel, and pay attention to what they are trying to show or say to you. You may feel drawn to learn about or working with a specific god or goddess, okay? So I'll read a little something from the side here. The ancient Egyptians worshipped a pantheon of deities, all of whom had specific roles to play. Over 2,000 gods and goddesses were thought to be at work influencing everything from the people, the weather, seasons, and crops to natural disasters. Many of these deities are still worshipped by modern day Egyptians and people from different cultures around the world, okay? Pleasing the deities meant they would continue to keep the world in divine order and the people safe, okay? That is just a snippet as far as, you know, in, you know, previous years ago, okay, as far as ancient times of what they used to do, okay? Make time to reconnect with your chosen god, goddess, or spirit helper today, okay? You may learn how to prepare a ritual or an offering to honor a specific deity, okay? So, like I was saying before, if you can make a food offering, I've done that before. If you have loved ones who have passed, and you know specific foods that they used to like to eat, it could be something as simple as a small snack bag of Doritos. You can put those on your altar. The only thing is that you are not allowed to eat it, okay? If you want to eat with them, okay, you have to prepare your own separate meal, okay, or snack, okay? So like I said, if there was somebody who really loved Doritos, you give them their favorite flavor in a bag. You don't open it, you just keep it right there, or you can pour it out into a bowl, and then you have your own bag to eat from, okay? If it's fruit, try not to give them anything alcoholic as far as alcohol is concerned, unless that's all you have to offer, based upon, like, if you know that person suffered from alcoholism, then it would not be suggested for you to do that, okay? Offer something like water or sparkling grapefruit juice, something like that, okay? But look into it. So now we're going to get into your angel messages of support. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck for you, Geminis. We have Aurora. We have Aurora here. that says, "You are flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend because others will soon become inspired by your example." Okay? I'm going to go up underneath that. I think I'm going to give you guys 3 messages. Omega. Omega is next. Victory. Your desire is coming to fruition. Keep up the good work. Okay? So you're working on yourself, Geminis. Continue to do so. Okay? Like I said, the world doesn't stop just because someone is not around. All right? You still have to move forward until this person comes around. All right? Next is Archangel Gabriel, who also came up in Aries reading. Okay, you have an important life purpose involving communication and the arts. Please don't allow insecurities to hold you back. I will help you. Okay, so again, same for you. You guys have a life purpose that you need to pursue. Okay, so do your research. Do what you have to do. Maybe for both you and this person, you had to separate so that way you two could actually get to your life purposes. Maybe the universe saw the both of you as a distraction to one another. And sometimes this usually happens if this is, a very close connection that you have with someone. When you're just that close to becoming something more or evolving in your relationship with this person, all of a sudden it's like chaos happens. Okay, and so it pulled the two of you away because something great was about to transpire. Okay, but in order for it to come to fruition, you both have to do or go on your own missions. Okay, so that being said, Geminis, hopefully this is helpful to you. It has been, like I said, if not resonating, a lesson somewhere in here. If it, teaches one, that's all that matters to me. Okay, that's just as good as if it resonated. Okay, but we have one more reading to do this week, Gemini. So until then, peace.